This is Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. Brought to you by Leading Lights, LLC.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. I'm Raphael and
And I'm Cecil. Today, we'll break down both the RFC win and that crazy Orlando draw. Big thanks to our sponsor, Leading Lights LLC, for making this possible, who we'll talk more on later. For now, let's look at how the Revs managed 2 games in 1 week. Alright, let's just jump right into it. So the Revs won 2-1 over RAFC, Rhode Island FC, in the U.S. Open Cup this past week on a Wednesday weekday game. This was an opportunity for a lot of young players to play. I know you didn't watch it because you don't have Paramount Plus.
I don't have Paramount Plus. You do, so you watched it.
I watched it because, one of us needs to. I would have bought Paramount Plus if I didn't have it.
Yeah. Biggest Revs fan over here.
I'm a
behind me, obviously. But most of the young players played. There's this one player who did play in the midfield.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Jackson Ewell. If you're watching this, you're probably not, because, we slander you way too often.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played. I was actually texting you during the game. I was like, all right, one good, one bad, go.
We did.
And I was like, good, Alan Oyoroth is starting, and a bunch of young guys are on the bench. Bad, Jackson Ewell is starting.
And then when we scored, it was like, good, we scored. Bad, Jackson Ewell is still on the pitch. So
it was just like...
negativity on the...
We really don't like Jackson Ewell. I can't wait to see how much he's getting paid, because then you're going to, crash out.
Yeah.
Anyways... like we said, a lot of young guys played. Alan Oyoroth, the guy we brought up from Uganda, who's performing really well for Revs 2, got the chance to start. Klein, Oliveira, and Hughes played. Liam Butts, Gervik Deribian, Damari McIntosh, and Donovan Parisian all made the bench. So it's good to see those guys making the team. Olmsberg also returned from injury. And then, obviously, like we mentioned, Jackson Ewell got a chance to start.
Yeah.
That was not.
We don't have to talk about that though.
We're not going to talk about it. Langoni and Chunk both got substantial minutes, which was good to see. Chunk scored, but they both came off injured, and so that's not cool. Oliveira got his first goal. That was great to see. And then the main man Alex Bono got the chance to start in net.
Main man,
love that dude. And so it was a good looking game. And so, RFC was definitely a decent opponent, but we took care of it, and it was our,
even with our bench,
even with
younger
our,
players giving a chance.
It was a lot of, our bench and, getting players minutes back from injury, and we still won, so it was really good to see.
100%.
Because I watched this game, I'm the one with the notes on that, and so, one good, one bad. We won, and a lot of young guys got minutes, like we've been saying, but the bad is that Chunkali is questionable, for the next few weeks, probably with a groin injury, and Langoni is out with a quad injury for the next 2 to 4.
I don't think that's bad. I think that's kind of moving to the terrible side. That's not what we're looking to see at all.
We needed them this week, which we'll talk about now, actually, because I'm going to move on to the Orlando game. That was a crazy game.
That was really crazy.
That was really crazy. So, the Revs scored 3 goals. Orlando scored 3 goals. That was the most goals.
Wasn't necessarily Orlando.
It was Ojeda. And so, like I said later, the Revs beat Orlando 3-0. Ojeda beat the Revs 3-0, leading to a 3-3 draw. Mm-hmm. It was the most goals the Revs have scored in a match this season, which is really good to see. We're finally scoring. It was, what was it, Polster, and then Carlos, and then who was the last one?
No, first it was...
It was first...
Ooh. We're shorting out here. Gonna go on the penalty. Carlos scored. It was, Polster scored.
Yeah. Talk about that Polster goal. Cause
I really liked that.
Yeah. I thought he played really well. I'll talk about him a little bit more later.
Yeah, it was a great...
It was Yusuf first.
It was that give back from Feingold. Which I thought was, that was an insane. Feingold came up and kind of passed it back, and Yusuf scored. That was a good cutback. That Polster goal... It was crossed in, headed it in. So, listen, it was 2-0, and then we ended up coming back 2-2. Yeah, so that says something. We didn't give up being down 2-0.
No, and I was calling you during the game.
Yeah.
And we were like, are we firing Caleb Porter? This is terrible.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we should fire Caleb Porter. We scored 2 goals. And called Cecil back. I was like, so is Caleb Porter MVP?
So is Caleb Porter turning into a phenomenal coach? This is incredible.
I don't know. There was a bunch of my emotions were down and low the entire game.
But yeah. Feingold assist on Yusuf's goal, and then Cecil assisted the Matt Polster goal. And then later on, after a terrible penalty call for Orlando, which gave Martin Ojeda his hat trick, Cecil got a penalty in the 85th and leveled it.
Which I feel like was the same thing in the Red Bulls game.
Yeah.
Kind of the same scenario when Ganago was kind of cutting in and he got clipped, and then that's when they called the penalty.
Yeah.
It was almost the same exact scenario. And listen, we scored the penalty again. Ojeda almost scored his 4th goal at the end of the game. It was close.
Yeah.
But the part that I want to really speak about is at the end of the game, we sub in Hughes. I'm trying to remember his first name.
Yeah.
Hughes. We sub in Hughes. And that's a defender. We sub him out for Ganago, I'm pretty sure. I thought we want to win the game. And I don't like subbing in a defender for an attacker and just say we'll take the draw. Because I thought we could have won the game. We were playing very well, and I don't see the reason why we should have just sat back and let the game just get 1 point. We could have got 2 other points, right? If we kind of went up attacking, but instead Caleb Porter made that defensive substitution, so we kind of defend. And, I kind of want us to get points right now. I don't think we're in that scenario where we're like, we'll just take a draw. Because I think we're a better team than that.
Yeah, you definitely have a point there. But we just didn't have... We had a good attacking game, but I think at that point, a lot of people are, tired. It's a 3-3 game.
But why is Orlando not subbing in their defender?
Well, did they sub in their defenders?
They were only attacking for the last 10 minutes at a time, which is what there was. I just felt we could have, instead of kind of giving up and taking the point, I felt like we could have tried more. And I know we played a game midweek, and I know our players were probably tired, but most of those players didn't even play midweek.
None of those players, except for Hughes, played midweek actually.
Yeah, he's the one who got subbed in for Ganago.
It was Olmsberg played midweek. He came in the 70th.
Olmsberg is on the bench. Now, coming back from his injury, he was on the bench for this game. So that was good.
Olmsberg also was off the bench in the other game as well, I think.
Yeah, it was good to see.
Sands started that game, Bai started that game, then Hughes started that game.
So I see Brandon Bai comes in for Feingold, and then we have Sands who comes in for Peyton Miller. That's fine. That's something to give our wingers, because they go up and down the entire time. That's good substitution right there. I don't see the need to summon the defender, because I think we could still push for that victory. I don't see the need to kind of sit back and take the draw.
Yeah. I'm not upset with the draw, though. It was a very tough game. Orlando is a very strong team, like
they are. But they're
last episode.
Yeah. No.
But hey, we could have definitely done better.
The draw's not the end of the world. It's not a loss.
No. We definitely got our results, which was great to see.
We didn't keep our clean sheets like we had done.
It was Ivic ended up finishing 10 minutes behind Bobby Shuttleworth for our longest clean sheet streak of 409 minutes for Ivic, 419 minutes for Bobby Shuttleworth. So that was unfortunate to see that end.
Our defense, listen, first game of the season, I'm going to tell you that our defense did not perform well. First game of the season. And every other game of the season, I'd say our defense was okay. This game, we let in 3 goals, and I thought defensively we were really poor. I thought Tanner Beeson had a really poor showing.
Yeah, he got exposed by Ojeda.
Yeah.
It just our defense didn't have a great game this game, but we still come out with we're still undefeated with Tanner Beeson in the lineup.
We are. Still undefeated with Tanner Beeson in the lineup.
So I'm not totally mad at this game. Yeah, we scored a lot, but we also got scored in a lot. We missed Chunk and Luca off the bench.
So Luis Diaz ended up coming in.
I think if we had those guys, I think we could have won that. And then our defense, like we said,
you think that makes an impact? They were injured. Do you think we would have won the game?
Say again?
If they were in, we could have subbed them in. You think we would have won that game?
I think so. I think I think that would push.
Or the midweek. You think the midweek affected it at all?
Well, they got injured midweek, so.
Yeah. But do you think the mentality of the team were already kind of tired? For some of the bench players?
I don't think so. I think Caleb Porter's mind was just tired.
Yeah, I think Caleb
cooking up all these tactics.
Yeah, right. He was like, I came up with this new formation. We're winning. We gotta take a break here.
I think
listen, Orlando's not bad. They're not amazing, but a draw's not terrible.
Yeah, I'm not too mad at it. We had a similar possession. I think we had slightly more. 2.78 for Orlando XG, 2.37 for the Revs. That's pretty decent given what happened.
Yeah, it was pretty. We had 3 big chances to Orlando, 2 Orlando's 2s. Orlando missed one of those big chances. How do you think Caleb Porter used his subs? Which we can talk about. They used 5 subs.
We used all 5 subs. And my highlight was Luis Diaz for Tanner Beeson. Tanner Beeson, like we said, hadn't had the greatest showing, and Luis Diaz actually did pretty decent. I was actually really happy with his performance.
I felt there was this one part where he was like the right-hand side. He kind of got the ball, and he just shot it from like, not even, it was like on the edge of the box, and it was close. I mean, the keeper wasn't expecting it. At least he's showing something lively.
I think he won us a free kick, if I'm not mistaken.
The end of the game, we were so close. Who's it who hit the head? Was it Brandon By?
Yes, it was Brandon By.
We were so close to not finally, but scoring to, that would have been crazy. And it was a great play. It was so close, and that really bummed me out because I was sitting there and I was like, we can really win this, and we were close.
It was a close game.
So how do you think Caleb Porter did using his subs?
I think he did pretty decent. Our subs, they were more defensive. I know we brought in Luis Diaz, but like we said, we brought in Brennan By, we brought in Will Sands, we brought in Olmsberg, we brought in Hughes. So all but one of those guys, and then like I said, Diaz. Other than Diaz, we brought in all defensive subs.
Yeah.
And we subbed out. We brought out an attacking fullback in Miller and Feingold. We took out 2 center backs, but we also took out Gonigo.
Yeah.
And so I'm not too happy about how that was used.
At the end of the game, again, as I said earlier, I don't like how we subbed out Gonigo for a defender. I still thought we could have made a push, and I don't like how we just kind of took the point.
Yeah, it was. But hey, we got a point out of that.
And Orlando
every time we scored, we were playing from behind.
Yeah.
And so it was actually really
cool.
The
fact that we came back from being behind, I thought was really great.
Our defense just got exposed this game. It's the first time we're going to talk about in this podcast how our defense.
Yeah, I mean, look at the rating on Fama. Fofana's a 5.4.
He was the one who they're chalking it down to for the penalty, which we'll actually talk about. That penalty was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Ojeda.
What was that?
I think, was it Ojeda or was it someone else?
I think I'm pretty sure it was Ojeda.
It was an Orlando player, like trying to head the ball, but like put his head in, and like both Beeson and Fofana both like kicked, and it like hit the face of him. I think.
I don't know what they want him to do, like stay still, like
if we didn't do that, like what do we want? Like,
just let him score? I don't understand.
Are we supposed to let him score?
Right. Or you give him a penalty.
Kick him in the face and give him a penalty. We didn't, that's it. We didn't have another choice. And so, when we're given that, we're not...
Yeah, 100%.
Not really something we can do. So, I'm not too happy about that.
Yeah, 100%.
Our predictions on this game...
No donuts, man.
No donuts for us, no donuts for the Revs.
I said 1-0.
Yeah.
You and Sam said,
again, thank you, Sam Minton, for joining us last week in the podcast. If you haven't already checked that out, he had a lot of really nice insight to talk about that, about last week and then these 2 matches. So go check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, we both had 1-1.
Yeah, you both had
1-1. As a scoreline. Yeah. You had 1-0. We kind of missed.
We kind of missed. Looking forward to those donuts, man. And
I think whoever gets the prediction right completely, because it's scores and scoreline. Whoever gets it right completely has to buy the other person donuts.
Yeah, that's what I bought you donuts.
Yeah, you bought me donuts. Just wanted to make that real clear. Got to get in writing.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about man of the match.
Man of the match. First thing I want to talk about, not man of the match, Campana, who I thought he was coming back to Florida. He was played at Miami. Here he goes, and nothing. So, I mean, I don't know what that was. I thought he'd do something, and he came. And I was like, oh, he's coming back to Florida. He's going to show us what he does in this heat. I don't know. I don't know what my thinking was, but I thought he was going to do really well. Yeah. And Campana did nothing. So that's my not man of the match. My man of the match is Eli Feingold.
Yeah, so I thought Feingold did really well. I don't have him on there. But talk about Feingold. Yeah.
So Feingold, he got a assist for that Yusuf goal. You got the assist for that Yusuf goal, which I thought was a great assist. I mean, the amount of things that he does on the right-hand side when going back and forth, it's really good, in my opinion. And I think he's such a nice player to watch. And, I think he's going to continue this. He deserves the MVP for this one.
Yeah, so overall, Ojeda, easily.
Yeah. If we're talking about the...
overall, it's Ojeda.
Or, the actual game.
But for the Revs, I have Carlos Hill. He did really nice this match. He scored the penalty.
Yeah.
He assisted. I think it was Polster's goal.
Yeah, it was Polster's goal.
But then my, honorable mention was for Yusuf and for Polster. I thought those 2 guys were great. That, defensive mid thing, that was great from them. Both of them scored.
100%.
It was really good performance by that entire midfield. the entire midfield like three. That was great, and so I want to like really talk about that because
that whole like Peyton Miller, I feel like taking a step down.
But
the rest of that midfield,
I feel like Peyton Miller was actually pretty decent this match. I'm actually not mad at that.
I was kind of not disappointed, but thought he could have done better. But I feel like every other player had a stellar performance that game. We'll talk about Cappy, Polster, Yusuf, and Feingold. There was a voice crash there, but those four I thought had a stellar game. And,
you got anything else to add?
No, I think.
That was 2 games in 1 week is really impressive for the Revs, and to have a result in both of them.
Yeah.
Win 1 and draw 1.
Yeah. Continue in a tournament 1 and draw a game, which is. It's an okay draw.
It's a pretty good draw.
We'll take it.
I'll take it. But other than that, I'm going to hand it over to our sponsors, Leading Lights LLC. Unlock the power of your platform data with Leading Lights, experts in transforming raw numbers into compelling benchmarks. Leading Lights helps a variety of companies turn insights into engaging stories that drive growth. Elevate your brand with data-driven content that captivates your audience and sets you apart from the competition with Leading Lights. Visit their website at leadinglights.io to see how you can transform your platform data. I can't believe you bought like a share mix of like Haribo gummies.
Well, I was trying to share it with you.
But I can't have them.
I realize that now.
Why are you still eating them?
I don't know.
Anyways, welcome back to Foxboro Fortress. Again, I'm Cecil Kenny.
I'm Raphael and I.
And he's still eating them. Okay, now we're going to talk about the San Jose match. The Revs of the West under Bruce Arena. They're not as good as us. They have our, not as good players.
All our team. But
they've done decent.
Yeah.
So they started the season with 2 good wins before only netting 1 point in the next 4 matches, losing 3 and drawing their the 4th of the 4. A major 6-1 win over DC followed before another 3-match winless streak. Then 2 wins in MLS along with the U.S. Open Cup win, and has them sitting at 5-1-6. They also play Miami midweek before they play us. That's going to be something to watch for because it's Inter Miami.
Yeah.
So that's
even though Inter Miami hasn't performed to their levels.
Yeah,
they're still Inter Miami.
It's still Inter Miami.
They're still messy.
And so they're a decent team. Let's see. See if get the San Jose roster up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if I can name all the former Revs that are on that team. All right.
All right. Hold up.
All right.
Start brainstorming. All right. I'm gonna stop eating this thing behind me.
Sounds good.
It's too much.
All right. Earl Edwards Jr.
All right.
He's their backup keeper, I think.
Mm-hmm.
At the defense, they have DeJuan Jones now. Who else do they have? They have Romney.
Yep.
And they have Nick Lima. I think that rounds at the back. Then they have, I regret to inform you that they still have Mark Anthony Kay.
He's not good, but yep.
They have Noel Buck.
They do have Noel Buck.
And then they now...
Recently traded?
Yes. And then they also have, what's his face? Ian Harks.
Yes.
I think that rounds it out. Right? Or is there one missing?
Yeah. I think you got it.
Awesome. So they've got a lot of Revs players. To leave it there.
Did you say DeJuan Jones?
I did say DeJuan Jones.
All right, yeah. What about Bruce Arena?
I said that earlier.
Oh, okay. Former Revs coach, if you don't know.
If you don't know, I really don't know what to tell you if you don't know. That's
you kind of left in a whole big thing.
You're missing out on the lore.
Right,
the lore that went on. Anyways, they've got a decent team. And so, but they've also got non-Revs players like Arango and Mooney.
Yeah, they're so inconsistent. It's like you don't know if they're gonna be good or bad.
Yeah, they've been inconsistent. They've got good players. They've got Revs players. They've got not so good players. I have 2 players I want to highlight. DeJuan Jones, like we mentioned, he's a Revs fan favorite. I'm still angry that we traded him. 3 assists and 1 goal. He was man of the match last game against Colorado. He's doing really well. It looks like they also rock the same formation as us, because Costa and DeJuan are both fullbacks, and they've got the 3 center backs. So if I'm not mistaken, they also run a 5-2-3. If I'm not mistaken.
3-4-3. They have a wingers up on top.
That's true. Never mind.
But yeah, it's pretty similar.
But they run a 5 at the back.
Yeah.
I also have this is a phenomenal name, Bolero. Holy, that's a great name.
That is a great
Bolero.
name. I'm gonna change my name.
I'm gonna continue to say Bolero. Like, my God, that's a great name.
Bo. It's not like it's for first name Bo, last name Leroy.
Yeah, we get it.
Just wanted to make sure they know.
Glad we agree.
That sounds really good.
Glad we agree that name is awesome.
Now we got to stop talking about that name. All right.
Anyways, he's a great player. 1 goal, 2 assists this season. He's only 21. He's doing really good. So those are my 2 guys to highlight. I think those guys, definitely DeJuan Jones, will make a difference in this game.
100%.
What do you got?
So I got no favoritism here. No Buck. Obviously, we know him from the Revolution, and obviously we decided to trade him for no reason. Got nothing for him, but he's barely played. But I think he will maybe get his opportunity as they are playing Miami. So he might get a chance to either start or come off the bench early. So, yeah, he might get his chance to do that. I think he might come on versus the Revs. And I think we should give him a standing ovation for what he's done for the team.
Yeah, every Rev is just going to walk on the pitch just together, and then we have to give him a standing ovation.
Yeah, every Rev except for
Mark Van de K.
Yeah, okay.
Glad we agree that he can just sit out.
Yeah, sit out of that one. But aside from kind of favoritism that I kind of had right now, I also want to talk about one player. Plays on the right, Argentinian Christian Espinoza. 4 goals, 5 assists. He's been really good on the right-hand side. He wears the number 10 shirt. So Messi, from Argentina. He's a great player on the wing. Great dribbling. So he's gonna have to be something to watch out for. Probably Tanner Beeson will be on that side, same with Peyton Miller. So he'll be someone to watch out for.
He's definitely one of the guys I thought about talking about. Because he's a very dangerous player. 4 goals, right? 4
goals, 5 assists.
He's a really dangerous player.
Yep.
And so I think he's definitely one to watch for.
Yep.
And you're still eating them. Continuing on.
I don't know why I'm eating this bag. It's a share size, and we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay. Continuing on. Who else you got?
So, yeah, those 2. Because no Buck is gonna impact the game.
Back. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
I studied 2 players. I know we were supposed to study 3.
That's true. I guess I'm gonna talk about one more. I'm a big fan of their goalkeeper, Daniel. I like Daniel. 2 clean sheets.
So we have to remind these. Wait, pause. We gotta remind them that San Jose is a new team.
Are they?
Yeah.
No, it's San Diego. I apologize. I apologize for that. Continuing on. Daniel is their goalkeeper.
That was my bad.
Daniel's their goalkeeper. 2 clean sheets. 11 matches this year. He was injured at one point, and Earl Edwards Jr. had to come in. They didn't do too well.
Was it still really San Diego? Wow, there's no way I just thought it was San Jose.
That's
my bad, guys.
That's insane.
I knew that. It was just the Sands. Not Will Sands. The San Diego San Jose kind of got to me. But, yeah, you're talking.
Anyways,
just had to talk about that for a second.
But yeah, they've got some good players. They've got some Revs players.
Revs players. All Revs players. No, not all Revs players.
It's an inconsistent side.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we can take advantage of that.
They are on a 3-game win streak, though. So
they're on a 3-game win streak, but the last time they were on a 3-game win streak, they also lost every match after that.
Yeah.
Because they were they went on. This is all the way last year. So they were 2-game win streak, 3-game lose streak, 2-game win undefeated streak, 3-game losing streak, 3-game winning streak. Losing streak time. So they lose against Miami and the Revs and Portland and Houston and LA and then San Diego. And then
so we're just talking about the entire schedule they lose.
So they're getting the first over pick again.
Yeah.
They were also the worst team in MLS last year. So this is actually really...
Yeah, they're trying to build up momentum.
Other than every single Rev going over there.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive to see...
also Bruce Arena kind of doing something.
He's definitely done something. He's a great coach. Would have been a better coach if, stayed with us.
Right. But Caleb Porters are doing that bad now.
Yeah. And so I think they have less points than us, which is really good to see.
Yeah.
And so inconsistent side, definitely something to watch for. Either way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good game. Who are your scorers?
Scorers, I think we have a 2-0 win.
Nice.
Put our clean sheets back on.
Let's go.
Carlos is gonna score. He's just that good. And then I think let's see. Campana. How many times have I said he's gonna score?
A lot.
He's gonna score.
All right.
Listen, I need the donuts, so I was looking. I was like, who's gonna score?
He's gone into the
What's
data.
The record?
He's gone on the scoring data and all that. Who's most likely to score. He's done hours of research.
Yeah,
on this.
I know.
He really wants me to go bankrupt buying him donuts.
I do. You listen. Donuts are pretty good. So.
Anyways.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go 2-0. Carles scores first, and then we have Campana.
That'd be great. I also have a 2-0 win.
All our eggs in one basket, huh?
Well, I have different scores.
Wait. What happened if Sam got his prediction right?
That's a good question.
Would we buy him donuts?
Yeah, I'd probably send him a gift card.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Anyways,
got a little bit off topic there. What do you think the score is gonna be? 2-0, you said.
Carlos Hill's gonna score.
Okay.
But they're also coached to Carlos Hill.
Do you think because Bruce Arrhenius is the coach, he might know some things about the Revs?
He's gonna know some things. But with the new formation, it's definitely
different.
A lot harder.
Yeah.
And so I think, bro, what happened? Anyways,
I was thinking about the donuts quickly.
Okay. And you're still eating those.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know.
Continuing on. Ganago's gonna score this match.
Ganago's gonna score a goal.
Ganago's gonna score a goal, and for all the times that you said for him to score, he's not gonna score. But all the times I'm gonna guess he's gonna score this match.
And Carlos.
And probably Carlos Hill. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
2-0.
Eli Fingold assist on the Ganago goal. And Brian Ceballos assist on the Carlos Hill goal. But
really?
We don't count assists. We only count scorers. So hopefully I get something right. If we get the assist right,
double donuts?
Yes, that is double donuts. If we get both the assists right along with the goals and scoreline right, then double donuts. If we get the goals, just the scoreline and the goal scores right, it's just normal donuts.
All right. Normal donuts. We're talking about donuts here.
I really hope for donuts. I'd like some donuts.
Krispy Kreme shirt, actually. Under the sweatshirt.
That's nice. Anyways,
I am.
Our segment that we do every 2 weeks is the Revs Loan Watch. We'll start with Jack Panayotou. Hartford Athletic in USL Championship is where he's at right now on May 3rd.
Injured.
Whoa.
He is injured.
I know. I wrote
we're gonna go to that. Got it.
You're welcome. I wrote the script. On May 3rd, he had a 5.8 on FOTMOB, came off in the 58th in a 4-2 loss last Saturday. So, you know.
Yeah, 6-1-2 FOTMOB score and a 0-0 job versus Detroit. Which also saw former Revs players 2 for Jordan Adebayo Smith on the bench. Unfortunately, obviously, as I said, he came off injured.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. He came off in the 35th. Hopefully he's good, but he came off just after a half hour, so it's not looking too promising. Hopefully he'll be good to go soon. Hopefully it's not a lingering injury.
Yeah.
It would be good to see him in action again soon. Santiago Suarez of Revs 2 and the Revs. He played in the USL Cup off the bench, got a 7 rating on FOTMOB in his 45-minute second half appearance. Also a 2-2 draw in Tampa off the bench. 6.2 in FOTMOB score there. Came on in the 69th. And so hopefully Jack is all right. Good to see Santiago playing again. He hadn't been playing as of late. But yeah, that's gonna do it
for Revs Loan Watch
for
Revs, for the podcast.
Not really. I have one headline. Hopefully y'all saw this.
We're talking about the game?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So MLS Cup rematch. LA Galaxy won MLS Cup 2-1. And so they're the reigning champions. They're obviously not doing
reigning champions of the MLS.
They're not doing too well right now.
We would suspect, I don't know, a draw, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe even an LA win.
Maybe LA finally gets a win, but I was expecting probably a 2-0 loss for LA because they just haven't been good.
Yeah, they've been at 0 wins, obviously.
Red Bull beat them 7-0.
7-0?
Yes.
7-0. That's crazy.
Touchdown. In the extra point, so the 7th goal was a penalty.
Own goal.
Was it an own goal?
By Yamin.
Even better.
Yeah.
Yamane.
Wow, their goalie had a 4 rating. 4.0.
Stinker.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm talking about former champs. This is what they do? That's terrible.
Yeah, they're having a really tough year. Hopefully we see them bounce back.
They still have Ricky Pugh injured. I mean, they have some injuries, but this shouldn't make them the worst team in the league. They just won. That's crazy to me.
And so, yeah, we just wanted to let y'all know about that if you haven't already. Crazy game. Yeah.
Our game was crazy.
Our game was crazy. Their game was crazy.
Listen, that was a really entertaining game. Hopefully, next game we're saying Jose, we have an entertaining game and an entertaining win.
Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. I'll be watching it from home. Are you going?
I think I'm going, yeah.
Awesome. If you see Raphael there, make sure to say hello. You know what he looks like from previous episodes.
Yeah. You gotta track me down, but if you do, I'll make sure to.
If you see him,
talk about your insights about the.
If you see him, make sure to say
bring
hello.
Donuts.
Maybe bring donuts.
Yeah.
And just maybe take a picture. And send it over. You can DM us.
Yeah, you can
and
follow
then
us
also
on X.
follow us on X. If you're on YouTube, follow us. If you're on Spotify, follow us. If you have any comments, questions, concerns about the Revs, or anything regarding.
Yeah, make sure to comment. We really want to know your insight.
We want to know your insight, and we want to incorporate that into our podcast. Thank you to Leading Lights LLC again for sponsoring this. Next episode should come out Monday.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit trickier because of some scheduling things.
Could come out a little later. But
if it's changed, I'll let you know. Thank you all for listening. And again, this was
Foxboro's Fortress.